Hey everybody, it's JFeatherFan12312 here. In the last in the last episode of the Genocide run of Undertale, we spent you only saw 7 of it, but we spent at least 9 hours fighting Sans and finally killed him. God, this is right after the end of the last recording and I feel so happy that he's gone. Oh my god. Okay. So now we continue. Yes, this did deserve to be its own episode because there's enough content left. Even though there's no actual fights, true fights or anything, I feel like there's enough content left to fill up at least 20 minutes. So I didn't want to just tack this on at the end of the Sans fight because people might prefer to just see this part and skip the 7. It's as comfortable as it looks. Yeah. Chara's in here. The actual Chara. I don't care about spoilers anymore. So yeah, the actual Chara's in this coffin dead. Well, was in this coffin dead. Until Toriel took her and buried... Well, Toriel took Chara, because we don't know the genders of Chara or Frisk. Took Chara and buried it underneath where you land. Saving. Curious. I've never seen a plant cry before. Oh. You must be the one the flower just warned me about. Howdy. What kind of monster are you? Sorry, I cannot tell. Well, you can always... Now. There's no need to fight. Why not settle this over a nice cup of tea? And he's dead. Why, you? See, I never betrayed you. It was all a trick, see? I was waiting to kill him for you. After all, it's me, your best friend. I'm helpful. I can be useful to you. I promise I won't get in your way. I can help. I can. Please, don't kill me. Oh, Flowey's dead. Asgore's dead. Almost everyone's dead. And here we are. Greetings. I am Chara. Thank you. Your power awakened me from death. My human soul. My determination. They were not mine, but yours! At first, I was so confused. Our plan had failed, hadn't it? Why was I brought back to life? ... You. With your guidance, I realized the purpose of my reincarnation. Power. Together, we eradicated the enemy and became strong. HP, attack, defense, gold, execution points, levels of violence. Every time a number increases, that feeling, that's me. Chara. Now, we have reached the absolute. There is nothing left for us here. Let us erase this pointless world and move on to the next. I'm going to say erase, because right after this, my best friend who was attempting to fight Sans before, when he finally succeeds, then I'm going to have him hit do not, because I think you get special text if I say erase. If you do genocide and then say erase and then do it again and say do not. So erase. Right. You are a great partner. We'll be together forever, won't we? Well, I mean, you can kind of see the screen shaking. And it closed. So, yeah, you can see I just have normal Windows background right now. Now we reopen it. Undertale. So we just sit here for 10 minutes of blackness. Because we chose to end the universe. So the universe at the current moment doesn't exist. So we can't really play the game. But we have to sit here for 10 minutes because the game does eventually come back, but we have to sit here for 10 minutes before Chara is basically like, you want to keep going? What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, you can, but I'm going to be tainting you. So this is why I thought this video would have a fair amount of content, because I knew there was at least 10 minutes that would be filled. I was hoping we would get to a 10-minute marker before we got to this point, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. So, since we have to wait for 10 minutes anyway, my thoughts on this game. Hang on. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. So much. I first, actually watched anything of this game from watching Big Tip on a Bus's streams. He's one of the people I watch very often on YouTube. I don't really care about... If you want to see, like, good run of Sans and just a good job at this game, go watch those streams, because they're really good. Especially the third one, it has a really awesome thing that he managed to do, so... If you're actually watching this and haven't seen his, then go watch it. This game is great. Favorite character is Sans. Always has been, always will be. The Sans fight doesn't change that. Because I understand why Sans is so difficult. I understand why he did that. The whole point of this game is that basically the game goes through and says, hey, don't kill people. You don't have to kill anyone, so you shouldn't. And basically Sans is like, you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to anyone who told you not to kill anybody. So here's your retribution. Not only that, but of course, from a character perspective, Sans is one of the few monsters left in the world, and he wants to stop you. Because you killed everyone he knows and cares about, except for Asgore, if he actually cares about Asgore in any way. And Alphys. We know that Sans and Alphys know each other, but we never actually meet Alphys, whatever, in Genocide at all. We just slightly hear about her. But yeah, basically we've killed everyone he knows and cares about, and he knows that if we kill him, we'll probably destroy humanity and the universe, and he's trying to stop that. So of course this fight is going to be difficult. If anything, I would think the ending of Genocide would be better. Well, I don't know. The Sans fight is the hardest boss fight I've ever seen in any video game, but then again, I haven't seen a whole ton of video games. And I don't know if Sans... I don't know if it would be better if he was easier, if he wasn't a fight. I think what would be better is if, like, at the end of the Sans fight, he actually tried to kill you, and just, like, threw the bones up like he does when he's sparing you, but then instead of dying, you just are left with 1 HP, and then just like Chara comes in and kills him or some bullshit. I don't know. No, I think it's good as it is. I like his whole idea of doing nothing, because really that is his smartest move. If he hadn't fallen asleep, then we would never have killed him. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. But I will say Sans is definitely my favorite character, especially in pacifist runs. I still like him in Genocide. I actually like the boss fight. It's just really hard. But after my 9 hours of attempts, at this point, in that last attempt I did, I used 2 healing items total. I used no healing items on the first part, and no healing items until the final attack on the second part. I don't know how the fuck I did that, but I did it. It proved to me that with enough practice, I was able to do really well on his randomizer attacks. On the attacks where it's just like, do this thing for a few seconds, then and then do this thing for a few seconds, then and this thing. I even got good at dodging his gravity attack. The only one that's hard to dodge is when he throws you in the same direction multiple times when he's going super fast. But even still, if he just threw me in the same direction a second time, like if he threw me to the right and then to the right again, I somehow didn't take damage on a lot of those. I only took damage when he threw me to the right the third time. I don't know how, but that's how it worked. And then I still make stupid mistakes against the Gaster Blasters. They're the easiest attack to dodge, in my opinion, but you still make stupid mistakes. And then throughout the entire time, when I did the final attack, I would get hit a couple times on the gravity portion, and then unless it dropped me off in a good spot, I would get hit on the bars coming up and down, which took me forever to figure out how to do those right. And then I would get hit a lot as I'm going to the right in the super fast and super long gravity section. I would get hit a lot going up and down over and over again, just because I felt like I couldn't do it. But in these last couple attempts today, I got hit maybe on the first one because I didn't know exactly where it started, but I was able to get through that without getting hit, and I don't know how. And then after that, it was easy up until the circle of Gaster Blasters, which I always thought was shorter than it actually was. I didn't realize that you could actually see where it's about to end because they stopped showing up in certain sections. Now that I know that, it would actually be a lot easier for me in general, I think. That attack is still the worst. But I was talking to myself a little while ago, and I think the best way to explain this was basically that the very first attack, the way I explained this was in, like, degrees, basically. So the very first attack, you need to get 2 PhDs in. And then the first half of the fight after that, you need a PhD in. And then the second half of the fight, you need a master's degree. And then the final attack, you need a bachelor's degree. And the Gaster Blaster Circle, you need an associate's degree. So for the longest time there, I had my 3 PhDs, I had my master's degree, and I had my bachelor's degree. I was having the issue with getting that last class for the associate's degree. It works for me right now because I'm in college right now, and a lot of my thoughts turn towards degree, what classes I need to take, etc. So that kind of thinking actually helped me out. It didn't really help me out, it just helped me like find a way to explain what you need to be able to fight him. Sorry about that. So, yeah, if I used a different recorder, I could probably have recorded my full screen attempts, but at that point, I was just sick and tired of fighting him, and I didn't want to bother with recording it anymore until after I killed him. So I think you guys missed out on like 2 hours of attempts, but I tried to make sure that I got to the last part of the last attack before I stopped recording, so that aside from his spamming of the gravity attack, and you guys would have seen some of that if I had actually caught on to what was going on immediately. Like, if the moment my movement stops mattering, the moment I did that, I hit F4, hit record, then grabbed my headset and moved the window into the proper spot. If the moment that happened, then I had recorded it, then you guys would have probably had a chance to see at least a little bit of it, instead of Sans just being tired and throwing you a few sections. I'm pretty sure I was at 1 HP when I won, too. I don't know that for an absolute guarantee, but I'm pretty sure. I'm just so happy he's dead. You guys have I'm sure everybody that's fought Sans knows the feeling. But it's worse when it takes you 9 hours. I'm sure a lot of people fought Sans know that feeling too, but I've heard a lot of people say it 5-hour attempts. And for them that probably works great. For me, I needed 9 hours. Interesting. You want to go back. You want to go back to the world you destroyed. It was you who pushed everything to its edge. It was you who led the world to its destruction. But you cannot accept it. You think you are above consequences. Yes, exactly. Perhaps we can reach a compromise. You still have something I want. Give it to me, and I will bring this world back. Then it is agreed. You will give me your soul. Then it is done. And I need to reopen the game again. And it resets the entire game. So, in the next episode of this game, I will be doing a pacifist run. But before that, on this file, my best friend's going to do his own genocide run. Well, he's gonna kill Sans. I'm gonna get 2 Sans for him. See you guys later. Bye!